So a couple things about US and Iran ceasefire in this video, and also the message exchange between the US Navy and Iranian Navy on the Strait of Hormuz. First, the US Navy and Iranian Navy exchange messages. The Iranian Navy sent a message to the US Navy, which says this is a final warning, which indicate they want to attack the US Navy, but they give them a warning. And then the Iranian broadcast the warning on the local communication, including the TV. And America reply to the Navy saying that this passage is according with international law. There is no intention to challenge you, and I'm acting according to the ceasefire law of my government. The US side replies. And then when it comes to the ceasefire, this is recent information according to the Iranian news channel and also the Pakistanis. It says that the US and Iranian did not agree on the ceasefire. As far as finalizing the ceasefire, the source tells the news agency that US does not agree to the reasonable deal. There will be no change in the Strait of Hormuz. However, the J.D. Vance says that US is flexible, but Iran choose not to accept our terms, and the diplomat from the United States is returning without a deal. So that's what it is. The Iranian regime is choosing to continue the war. They know they have a limited supply of weapons from China, from Pakistan, from Russia, and from all the other neighboring countries. Remember, all of these NATO countries, they supply weapons to Middle East, and the Middle East supply these weapons to Iran and any other proxies that are attacking the West. So these Iranian regime have the weapons they can get from all of the Gulf countries, including the nuclear power Pakistan, China, Russia, Turkey, even though those countries openly says they don't support, but we all know that according to what they have been doing for the last 15-20 years, they are working hand in hand with these countries, supplying them with weapons, with fighters, with money, and openly a lot of their local government, like governors, city council, even broadcast the kind of support that they are providing Iranian regime, especially if you look at Qatar, if you look at Lebanon, if you look at all of these Gulf countries, including Turkey, all of them finance these proxy rebel groups that are in Middle East. There are literally over 10,000 different rebel groups fighting insurgency that are similar to Hamas, similar to Boko Haram or Houthis. All of them working exactly on the same platform as far as religious war, and which is in line with Iran. And those countries, the Gulf country, providing them with weapons and support, including in the UN, voting to make sure these groups continue to be protected in each of these Gulf countries. So even though under the table they supporting the Gulf countries, supporting these groups most of the time openly actually, but when there is a pressure from the West or any kind of a financial sanctions or any kind of deals. When the deals comes around from the West or from the NATO countries, these Gulf countries will say they're not funding them, they're not supporting these groups. And then as soon as they sign the deals, any kind of weapon deals or security guarantee deals from the United States, and then they will go back to doing exactly what they were doing before, which is what Qatar was doing when they signed in security guarantee with the United States that basically give them guaranteeing that the United States weapon will protect Qatar. United States Army will protect Qatar from any outside attacks. But as soon as they sign that agreement, they move the weapons from United States to Qatar, set up all the military bases there to protect Qatar. Immediately they go back to supporting Hamas and Lebanon, Houthis, and Hezbollah as well, and all the other jihadis in the region. This is kind of why Iran will not take any actions to end this war, because they have nothing to lose. Iranian regime itself are outsiders. They're not from Iran. These people, they come over, they take over Iran and wipe out their local leaders, and then eventually convert the population. It's basically how the Iranian regime were able to use the populations and don't care about any kind of casualties of war, as long as the Iranian leadership either hide under the tunnels to survive the war, or go to local neighboring countries to hide out and wait until Trump get tired of it and leave the country, leave Iran. As long as there is no local uprising within Iran, the regime knows that the US will not be able to go into these mountains to fight Iranian regimes, because they will put themselves, America will put themselves in the middle of all of these Gulf countries, which have a huge amount of jihadis or holy war fighters from all of these Arab and Gulf and Muslim countries. They all will be rushing over there to get their hands on the war, which they think is for holy war, for paradise, for jihad. They will be coming probably from all over the world to go there and an opportunity to fight kuffar, what they believe will get them into heaven, get them into paradise. And unless America actually put some kind of weapon at the hands of the Iranian people, where they can create circumstances where inside the country, geographically, the people that knows Iranian setups, the land, the neighborhood, the cities, if they don't arm those people to go after the regime, America really have no chance to have any kind of opportunities, advantage in this war. But this is an update for today.